Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello guys. Let me introduce myself. My name is Valentino Pascariza. I am from MJ2C class. In this video, I want to explain journal analysis about the role of employee competencies with title Influence of Human Resource Development (HRD) Practices on Hotel Industry Performance, the Role of Employee Competencies by Frank Nana, Kweku Otto, and Ridula Mishra, European Journal of Training and Development. Okay, the first I will tell you about the abstract which cover the purpose. The purpose of this the purpose of this paper is to examine the mediating role of employer competencies in the association between human resource development (HRD) practices and organizational performance. Next, design methodology approach. An integrated research model was developed by combining principal factors from existing literature. Data were collected through questionnaire from 100 employees of the selected hotels. The validity of the model and hypothesis was tested using structural equation modeling. The reliability and validity of the dimension are established through confirmatory factor analysis. Next, findings. The results indicate that some HRD practices impact organizational performance through their influence on employee competencies. The study further revealed that employee competencies mediate the association between HRD practices and organizational performance. Research limitation and research limitation implication. The research was undertaken in the hotel industry and the analysis based on cross-sectional data which cannot be generalized across a broader range of sectors. Particle implication. The findings of the study have the potential to help stakeholders and management of hotels in adopting properly and well in articulate HRD practices to stimulate positive behavior in individuals and impact their knowledge, skills, and attitudes. Originality value. The study extends the literature by educating evidence that employer competencies mediated the association between HRD practices and organizational performance of the hotel industry in Ghana. Next, about the background of the journal. Human Resource Development (HRD) intend toward advancing a diversity of competence of workers and promoting a vigorous work philosophy in the organization to harness the competencies of employees and inordinately enhance organization effectiveness. Prow 1987. HRD has progressively developed importance considering the fact that the conventional management supposition that there are existed only two essential assets, money and time, is absolutely not legitimate, given that knowledge has developed into an universally imperative resource. Delahaye to 2000 and Tilhaye 2003, Stacy 2003. Such resources take on special relevance when dealing with labor-intensive service industries, especially the hospitality industry, where the accomplishment of the business is contingent predominantly on the success of the synergy among the guest and the employer. Ford et al. 2012. Establishing a competitive edge via people necessitates conscientious thought to process that perfectly influence these resorts. HRD practices are more exact the policies. They are programs planned and put into action to enhance employee competencies. For employer for function and efficiently and attain performance expectancies. Carty 2008, Nielsen and Elstrom 2012. The hospitality industry encompasses different activities and purposes, including lodging, catering, and other establishments besides hotels. However, Dittmer 2002 argued that the hotel industry represents a key segment of the hospitality industry. Several other authors and 2009, Lockyer 2007, Boston 2008, deliberated that the hotel industry is a people industry. They further indicated that employees are cogitated as the focal point of the hotel industry for the reason that they might possibly develop a dazzling image for prompt and cozy service or attain the perfect vacation reality. At least 1982 posited that competencies are the underlying characteristic of a person that could be a motive, trait and skill, aspect of one's self-image or social role, or a body of knowledge which he or she has. Okay, next about literature review and hypothesis development. Such human resource development practice Berner and Desimon 2006 posited that HRD practices are programs which are designed to be strategically oriented to organizational process for managing the development of human resource to contribute to the overall success of the organization. Along the same lines, next, employee competencies. Competency is an important concept in organization management as it is closely related to excellent work performance. Levinson et al. 2006. Draganidis and Mentans 2006 concur with this definition when they refer to competency as a combination of facet and exploiting knowledge, behavior, and skill that gives someone the potential for effectiveness in task performance. Hellriegel and Slocum, 2011, identified employees ethical competency, self-competency, diversity competency, cross-country competency, team competency, and change competency as the 7 key competencies that affect the behavior of individual, team, and effectiveness of an organization. Along the same lines, several authors found team competency, ethical competency, change competency, communication competency, and self-competency as major competencies needed for the hospitality occupation. Accordingly, the following competencies are examined: self-competency, team competency, change competency, communication competency, and ethical competency. Organizational performance. Based on the literature, the following measures were used in the study: financial outcome, HR outcome, organizational outcome, and capital market outcome. Human resource development contribution to organization performance. Algaraja et al. 2014 indicated 5 important approaches in examining the HRD organizational performance and effectiveness linkage. Best fit approach, best practice model, combination of best fit approach and best practice model, practice model, and stakeholders perception based approach. Similarly, several other authors have conceptualized and empirically established positive relationship between single or interrelated sets of HRD practices and organizational performance. Okay, next, human resource development practice and employee competencies. Haslinda, 2009, postulates that HRD practice improve employees' capabilities on the job, productivity and efficiency, as well as enhance the quality of goods and service. Training development and employee competencies. The significance of training and development in the enhancement of employee competencies and organizational development has been explored by several authors. Chance et al. 2011, Sanson 2001, John and Snell 2004. Career development and employee competencies. Gilley et al. 2009 argue that career development intervention assists in building a partnership between the organization and its employees, enriching their knowledge, skills, and abilities by improving individual competencies. Okay, next, performance appraisal and employer competencies. Mason and Barrett, 2006, deliberate that managing performance of human resource constitutes an essential fragment of a firm and manifests how their human capital is being managed. Employee competencies and organizational performance. Milosevic et al. 2007 assert that employee competencies are an assemblage of expertise, proficiencies, and personal qualities as well as experience. Okay, next about the discussion. This study reveals important empirical results that make significant contribution of clarifying the question of the influence of HRD practices on organizational performance by means of employee competencies. Result confirmed H1 by showing that training and development has a significant influence on employee competencies. Result of H2 indicate that performance appraisal does not make any significant influence on employee competencies. H3 confirms a significant influence of career development on employer competencies. Result of H4 indicate that employer competencies have significant influence on organizational performance. This study contributes to the scarce number of previous studies that have focused on the important function of employee competencies in the HRD and organizational performance linkage literature in the hotel industry. The findings of this study emphasize the relevance of employee competencies as a valuable resource in enhancing the influence of HRD practices on hotel industry performance. Consequently, the current study finding has not been previously established empirically in literature. Distinctively, this current study extends the literature by educating evidence empirically that employee competencies mediate the association between HRD practices and organizational performance of the hotel industry in Ghana. The result of this study leads to the consideration of a series of implications for the hotel industry. It is recommended for policymakers, stakeholders, and management of hotels to encourage the adoption of properly and well articulate HRD practice in hotel industry. The finding of the study indicated that HRD practices influence employer competencies through training and development intervention and career development intervention. The findings of the study further revealed that employer competencies significantly influence organizational performance. Furthermore, the study suggests the HRD practice should be configured such that employee function effectively and meet performance expectations toward enhancing personal competencies, which will culminate in improvement in organizational performance. Okay, next about limitation and suggestion for further study. Further studies could investigate how employee performance mediated the association between HRD practices and organizational performance. Further research is encouraged to examine the possible mediating effect of employee performance on organizational performance using distinct HRD practices. The mediating role of other variables such as employee performance was not analyzed. Also, that the possible mediating role of employee performance on the association between HRD practices and organizational performance was not analyzed. Okay. Thanks for watching this video and goodbye. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.